This meditation is for people who are carrying a form of loss that doesn't resolve cleanly. Maybe the end of a relationship or a friendship that mattered deeply. Maybe the loss of daily access to someone who you love. Maybe a bond that still exists emotionally, even though the relationship itself has changed or ended. Some of our losses come with clear rituals or social language. Others don't. Some are chosen, some are imposed on us, and some are just so complicated that there's just not even words that can fit. What they share is this: your attachment system is still active, and the person or connection that you're attached to is not available in the same way anymore. This meditation is not about minimizing your pain. It's not about trying to make you move on, forgive, or find meaning. It's about learning how to stay present and intact when love, attachment, and reality are no longer aligned. You don't need to decide today what this loss means. You don't have to resolve anything today. All you need to do is just bring what you're already carrying and allow this time to be a place that you don't have to hold it alone. If you're ready to begin, find a posture that's stable, not comfortable. Comfort changes, but stability allows you to stay. Let your body be supported by whatever you're resting on. If you're seated, notice the weight of your body carried by that cushion or chair. If you're lying down, feel the surface that's beneath your back, legs, and head. Allow your spine to settle gently without effort, for your shoulders to soften without collapse. Jaw releases just enough to let your breath move in and out. If your eyes would like to close, let them close. If you'd prefer them to be open, allow your gaze to just rest somewhere neutral without focus. I'm going to start with a couple of breaths. See if you can just follow my pacing. Through your nose, in, 2, 3, 4. Pause briefly at the top. 2, 3, 4. And a long exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Allow your breath to move on its own. You're not here to regulate perfectly. Today's practice is about just noticing what's already happening. Bring your attention to your body. Notice the points of contact. Feet touching the floor. Legs supported. Hands resting. The weight of your torso. Start by registering a very simple fact. You are here. You're breathing. You're held by gravity. If at any point this starts to feel overwhelming, it's okay to open your eyes, shift position, or return your attention fully to the room. Staying resourced matters more than staying still. Now, gently, without forcing, bring to mind the bond that has recently changed. This might be a relationship that ended, a friendship that no longer exists the same way, or a person who you love that's no longer in your daily life or care. You don't need images or details. Right now, just let the fact of the lost access be enough. Notice how your body responds. There might be tightness, pressure, restlessness. There is no correct response to attachment loss. Bring your attention to where this is living in your body right now. Not where you think things should be, or what you felt before, but what you're noticing right now. And stay with that sensation rather than the story. If an emotion rises, allow it. And if nothing happens, allow that too. Say quietly to yourself, this is grief, not failure. Loss of access activates the nervous system as threat. It doesn't matter whether the separation was chosen, imposed, or unavoidable. The system only knows something that I was able to reach, I can't now. So say inwardly, of course this hurts. Attachment is how humans bond. Notice if your mind begins to move, searching for explanations, replaying any moments, assigning blame, imagining different outcomes. You don't need to stop your mind, just notice the movement. Say silently, my mind is trying to protect me. And then return your attention back to your body. Notice your breath moving in and out. Not because you're consciously directing it, but because life continues on its own. Reflect gently, not to explain the loss, but to locate it. This bond existed because the conditions were aligned. Time, circumstance, capacity, limits on both sides. Attachment creates closeness, but it doesn't create ownership. Even the bonds that we would give anything to keep do not promise permanence or access. Let that land slowly. I know that that's not comfort. not justification, it's just reality. And if there's anger, let it be present. It's common for anger to guard grief. If numbness arises, let that be present. Numbness is often pacing. And if you notice grief or sorrow, allow that. But stay only as long as you're able to. You don't need to flood yourself right now. Return again to your breath, not to calm yourself, but to anchor in continuity. With each exhale, imagine loosening one demand. Maybe it's a demand that this should not have changed, or a demand that your love should guarantee access, or that your effort should have been enough. That doesn't mean that you have to approve of what happened, but just acknowledging that it did. Say inwardly to yourself, reality has shifted. I'm learning how to stay intact. Bring awareness to the bond itself, not the person, the bond. And notice how it feels in your body. Its pull, its weight, its ache. You are not being asked to let go of that love. Love does not disappear. Imagine instead loosening the grip of how that bond must exist. You're not dropping it. You're not erasing it. You're allowing it to change form. Say quietly, I release my possession without abandoning care. I release control without withdrawing my love. If fear arises, fear of forgetting, fear of being forgotten, fear of being replaced, fear of becoming irrelevant, just acknowledge any of those. Now, if it feels possible, allow that other person into your awareness. Not as someone who owes you anything, not as someone to be evaluated, simply as a being continuing their life. No reconciliation, no explanation, no conclusion. just allowing that movement. You don't chase. You don't freeze. You remain exactly where you are. Say inwardly, "You are not mine to control. I was never wrong for the way that I loved you. And if resentment arises, it's okay to acknowledge that. Resentment is attachment trying to stay close. Remind yourself, I don't need to resolve this today. If you can, offer goodwill, stripped of any sentiment. Warmth is not required. No forgiveness performance today. Just simply, may you be free from suffering. May I be free from suffering. And if you notice that feels too much, return your focus back to your breath. Neutral presence is often enough. Sit in what remains. Notice that awareness is still here. Your breath continues. You continue. You are not reduced by this loss. You are altered. This is not about teaching you how to move on. It's about staying whole while something in your life has changed. Let the pause be long, longer than comfortable. When you're ready, begin to deepen with an inhale. Lengthen the exhale. Notice the surface beneath you again, the room around you, this moment. Carry this truth with you. Releasing attachment is not being cold. It's respect for reality, for the impermanence of all things, and choosing integrity over collapse. Take your time returning, and when you're ready, take another deep breath and open your eyes. And as this mindful practice comes to an end, take a moment just to notice how you are now, not how you think that you should feel, but what is actually present. You may feel quiet, raw, or notice no difference at all, totally unchanged. Any of these are normal responses to working with attachment and loss. Nothing here needs to be resolved or fixed. And if strong emotions remain, it does not mean that you're not meditating correctly or that the practice is failing. It means that the connection is real. It's been activated. If very little happened, it doesn't mean that you've been avoiding anything. It means that your system is just pacing itself. Before you move on with the rest of your day, see if you can offer yourself one simple act of care. Water, stretching, a few minutes outside, a few moments of quiet. This practice is not asking you to let go all at once, but only to loosen the grip long enough for you to keep living. And what you're carrying obviously is not going to disappear, but you're not carrying it alone right now. Take your time.